Hey guys, Chef Wukan here. How are you? Today we're going to make a very favorite Asian American dish, Mongolian beef. Now I've posted it a long time ago and the reviews have been unbelievable and the viewership has been unbelievable. But I wanted to update it as it's so popular that I've been getting a lot of requests to do it again. This time I'm going to be adding another ingredient. They are called Birdseye peppers. These are freaking hot Thai peppers. And so we're going to make this Mongolian beef a little bit spicy, okay? So what we did was we bought flank steak. Now flank steak is very tender cut, a lot of marbling. We sliced it very thin. We marinated it with thin soy sauce, white pepper, little garlic powder, a little Shaoxing wine, and a sprinkle of cornstarch to seal in all the flavor into the meat. Okay. Now at this juncture, you can add a little bit of baking soda in the mix. So as you marinate it, that baking soda will be mixed into the meat, and the baking soda will act as a tenderizer. It will actually break up the muscle in the flank steak. All right. I mean, it's already tender, but just in case they have flank steak, but what did they feed them? Now, if they fed them cheap grain, the meat's going to be a little bit different, okay, even though there's marbling. So you just want to make sure that if you want to add a little bit of baking soda with the marinade, that's fine, all right? So here it is. Now, we're not going to deep fry it. We're going to stir fry it, okay, to cut back on the oil. And as far as the oil is concerned, we're going to use olive oil. Okay, olive oil is natural. It's the best. You may say there's a high flash point, smoke point. True, it is. But when we do stir frying, we're not going to give it enough time for it to smoke and to smoke up the kitchen. All right, so I use olive oil all the time. You can use avocado oil. But canola, peanut, corn, salad, all bad, all processed oil. Okay, you don't want to use any of that oil. Okay, so as we're cooking, even though I'm using olive oil, even if you ingest it, it's still healthy for you. Okay, but all the other oils are bad for you. Vegetable oil is really bad. It's processed. Anything processed is bad. Okay, so we had the beef marinating. They're serving the flank steak in small pieces. So I made 3 strips. I took 2 strips of it and sliced it thin against the muscle grain and marinated it and refrigerated it for like 15 minutes over in the kitchen, in the fridge. We also be adding another integral part of the Mongolian beef is scallion. So this is about 3 scallions chopped up. The sauce. We're going to add oyster sauce. We're going to add hoisin sauce. And we're going to add dark soy sauce to give it that nice color. These 3 sauces are made by Mr. Lee Gum-Gae. Lee, L-E-E-K-U-M-K-E-E. He has made quality sauces all his life. If you go to an Asian market, you'll be amazed at how many sauces there are from different companies. So, and different prices. I stick with LKK, Lee Gum-Gae. It's the best sauce, the best quality, the best tasting. You may pay a little bit more, but you're going to benefit from the flavor. Then we're going to add some thin soy sauce, and this is from Healthy Boy brand. This is Healthy Boy here. We're going to add some white pepper, regular white pepper, and we're going to add some Shaoxing wine, and that comes from the province of Shaoxing, China. So similar to like Milwaukee is a cheese state, Shaoxing is the birthplace of Shaoxing wine. You can actually drink it when you buy it. So it's very, very sweet tasting, right? Now, any wines other than that, like any kind of white wines, like Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay, anything you could drink is always a good wine to use. It provides additional sweetness to the dish, okay? We're going to use garlic. We're going to use 2 garlics. And the garlic are elephant garlic cloves. They've been peeled and packaged. Elephant garlic is a little bit more milder than regular garlic, but from a marketing standpoint, you know, they like to use a bigger clove. It's huge. Okay? But it's a little bit milder. And at the same time, we're going to add the bird's eye pepper. Okay? So any questions, let me know. Be real quick and easy. The dark soy sauce, it's not really a soy sauce. It's more of a coloring. It's to give it a caramel color. Now you know that when you cook beef, you might get a brownish gray color. It's not very appetizing, but the dark soy sauce from Lee Gum Gay, premium dark soy sauce, will give it a nice golden, beautiful color. All right. So, you ready? We're gonna chop up the garlic and chop up the bird's eye peppers. Now, I'm sure a lot of my students and my viewers know about, this is my garlic press. High carbon steel, 1-piece high carbon steel cleaver. You don't have to deal with the garlic press with all the holes in it. Put a piece of garlic in it, squeeze the hell out of it, hurt your wrist or fingers, and then you got to clean out the holes after you use it. This is how I chop up garlic. Lay it flat. Lay it flat. Lay it flat. Okay? Now, the pepper is going to be tossed in with the garlic. So when I fuse it with the oil, there's going to be a tremendous cloud of hot pepper in the air. So I might choke a little bit, but you know what? Chef Wu doesn't always like to follow norm. I always like to be a little bit different. Taking a regular recipe and making it more interesting. Okay? Now, I have a high carbon steel wok. High carbon steel wok is similar to the cast iron grill. Basically, you have to season it. Basically, you'll get a natural non-stick surface, which is always good, right? Today, they're selling all these non-stick pans. It makes it look so easy. That egg is flying all over the place. It's great. But as you use it, a little bit of that coating will come off, and you'll be ingesting that. And that never leaves your body. So I just want to let you know, if you're going to use a non-stick pan, cook on medium. With me, because I got a high carbon steel wok, I can cook on high. But obviously I'm using a butane stove, so it's a little limited, okay? So we're going to heat up the wok first. Add about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Wait until it heats up. Then we'll cook the meat. When we cook the meat, we're only going to cook it around 85% done. Why? Because we got to take it out. Then we have to make the sauce. Then we have to add the scallions. Then we have to add a thickener and the flavor. So that will take an additional 15% of the time to cook the meat. So if we cook the meat now at 100%, when we add all the sauces and the gravies and all that stuff, and the scallion and this and that, it's going to be like 115%. It's going to be overcooked. We don't want the beef to be overcooked. We want it to be perfect, okay? So just keep that in mind. 85% done. So you might see a little pink. And a quarter cup of olive oil. Now, if you look at the container of olive oil that you buy, if it says processed olive oil, you don't want it. Okay? You don't want it. Then we'll swish the back and forth. Now we'll take the beef. So we'll spread it out. And always stir fry. You want to get that even cooking by stir frying. Remember, you want to cook it 85%. Say that extra 15% for all the other ingredients and making other sauces. And you see the color? Right? This is not very appetizing. That's why we add the premium dark soy sauce. From your perspective, you're not going to be using a butane stove. So it's going to cook a little bit faster. But for demonstration purposes, that's why I have the butane stove. So it looks like it's 85% done. A little bit more. We'll take it out. So you may not be fully done, right? But this is what we want, 85%. Now we'll add some more over. And this time we'll add like 2 tablespoons. Now we'll add garlic and the Thai Birdseye pepper. Okay there? You don't want to brown the garlic. Then we'll add some oyster sauce. Add some Junction wine. Add some hoisin sauce. Some thin soy sauce. Now, with the flavor profile, for every salty, you want to balance it with a sweet. So the hoisin sauce is the sweet, right? For every spicy, you want to add a sweet, right? Once you have that combination down, then you'll do really well. Alright? I got the sauce here. Now we'll add a little bit of white pepper. white pepper is good because we're so used to the dark pepper, but the dark pepper is spicy, but the bite isn't even spicy. White pepper is spicy, but the bite is not as hot. We'll add a little bit of water. And since we're adding water, we don't want the beef, we want the gravy to stick onto the beef. So then we'll add a little bit of the slurry sauce. And that's cornstarch with water. We'll use about half a tablespoon. You can always add more, but we want to add a little bit at a time and judge the consistency, right? We don't want it so thick, but we don't want it too watery either. And then we'll add the premium dark soy sauce. This will give it a little bit of color. And see how it gets a little darker? Now once you add the cornstarch solution, the slurry solution, you have to cook it for a little bit, alright? If you add cornstarch solution, then you add the meat and you take it out, it's not going to do very well. It's going to be kind of pasty. You don't want pasty. You got the nice color, see? Nice color. So you may want to add a little bit more cornstarch to make it a little bit thicker. You don't want the gravy to overwhelm the beef, right? So you may not see a lot of gravy here, but we want to accentuate the flavor of the beef. So we'll take a little test. Perfect. We want to add a little bit more of hoisin sauce. I can taste the hot peppers. We have a nice spicy Mongolian beef. All right. So now we'll add the beef. Remember, it's been cooking at 85%. So we'll just toss it a little bit. Make sure it's coated well. Right? This is very spicy Mongolian beef. Okay. You may add a little bit more of cornstarch. Okay, you see the color? It's not a putrid, brownish, grayish color. It's a nice color. Okay? I'm going to keep on stir frying. You want all that sauce to get coat to your beef. Now this is Chef Wukan's way of making a spicy Mongolian beef. Now, if you're used to the restaurant, they deep fry it, I mean, in bad oil, does harm to your body. I mean, this is just as good, alright? And then, we just add the scallion. Now I'll use another. This is a strainer. So if you guys are very particular about having too much gravy, most of the gravy will come out in the strainer. It'll be much nicer if you want. But a little gravy ain't bad because when you have it with rice, it's perfect. So we'll grab a whole bunch, right? We'll let the gravy drain a little bit. Okay. And then we'll just lay it on the platter. this is my version of Mongolian beef. Okay? So, this goes with a perfect rice dish, and I made basically jasmine rice. And the perfect combination. Jasmine rice with Mongolian beef. Just remember that it's not just Mongolian beef, it's spicy Mongolian beef with a bowl of rice, and here it is. So now, the best part of the video is the taste test. So we'll grab a piece of the Mongolian hot spicy beef. Flavor's perfect. With a little scallion. Scallion with the beef. $22. You pay in the restaurant. You could do this for half, $10. And it's healthier. So, any questions, just text me. And remember, Chef Who Can, you can too. And once you make it, then you'll say, Chef Who Can, I can too. All right? Go to my website, www.chefwhocan.com. Read up about a couple of reviews I've done, new recipes, YouTube, new products. Go to my Etsy account, www.etsy.com/shop/creationsbywoo, because now we're heading into fall season, and if you're trying to buy something for a loved one or friend or family, I have a whole bunch of interesting confectionery foods: peanut brittle, biscotti, tortoise, pecan tortoise, chocolates, chocolate pretzel rods, and I have a new category listing: fudge, homemade fudge. It's all homemade. It's not made in advance. It's all made to order. So once I get the order, I do it right then and there, and I ship it out, and I let you know exactly when I worked on it and when I shipped it out. All right, so consider, and most importantly, your Chef Who Can wrote a cookbook called the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook by Chef Who Can. And you can find this on Amazon Books. I have 25 easy, simple recipes, easy to read, easy to follow. They're coming from Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Chinese, Japan, Japanese food, Vietnamese food, and basically it answers the why. So if you ever were curious and had lots of questions when you went to a Barnes & Noble store to buy a cookbook and they never explained it, my book will tell you exactly where you can buy the products, whether it's at your local store, Asian market, or you can order online. Amazon is one of them, but you should really do some price shopping, and you'll be able to get these basic ingredients, sauce bottles, that you'll be able to use over and over again. You won't use one sauce bottle once. All these are made to use multiple times in different dishes. And the way I speak is the way I write, so it'll be very easy. You won't feel intimidated, and the pictures are mine, and the recipes are mine, because
what they do is they take a recipe that's famous, they'll may change one or two ingredients, and then they claim it's theirs. I don't do that, all right? So consider it. Chef Wu can, you can too. Please subscribe, give me a comment. And this is a meal that you can make for $9 or $10. And you're probably paying over $20. This is flank steak. All right? So, from the great state of Maryland, aloha. Chef Wu can, you can too. Take care.